Okay, so we'll start with functions, the inbuilt functions which are provided along with the string class. Okay, so we will be doing class after some time. After string, we have to do list, tuples, and then we get into classes. But just give you introduction about class. Class is a collection of functions and variables. Okay, so variables we have seen, right? String, int, float, etc. Your functions are group of code, okay, which have a predefined meaning. Example, when you do print, right? So print does a expected behavior, right? When you say print something, it prints something on the screen, right? So it has a predefined meaning. So it's not that print is doing it. There's a whole lot of code which is written behind it, which we don't have to see. Okay, that's the beauty of function, that we don't have to see. I always like to give this example with a restaurant. When you go out to a restaurant, you order food from the menu and you get the food. You are least bothered about from where they source, how they make, you're not bothered, right? You only bothered about the output, right? So something like that. Okay, the implementation details are hidden from us. Okay, so there's some functions which are added to string class. Class is nothing but just a collection, the grouping of variables and functions. So we'll do functions, we have done variables, and we'll see how these two are grouped together in a class. So generally the functions in class is called as methods. Okay, methods is the name that is given to function, which when you say function, it means a standalone function like print, len, input. But if it's part of a class, generally we refer it as methods. So if I have to call method specific to string, I can't call just like print or input. Okay, I have to create an object and then say object dot. Okay, so creating object means nothing but assigning a value. So I'm going to say var1 equal to, let's say, Sachin. Right? Now to call these methods, I just have to say val1 dot, and you get all the list of all the methods that are there. These are all the methods which are provided by Python to us. Okay, so let's first talk about this all is. So see, the output of all is functions that you see, is alnum, is alpha, is ASCII, is decimal, is digit, etc., is either true or false. Okay, so now if I say alnum, it is like, and functions or methods will be closed with bracket. So it's like asking, is this value an alphabet or numeric? Alphanumeric we call in short. Okay, is this alphabet numeric, or it has numbers or alphabet? So if I run this, what do you expect output to be?
Alphabets. AL should come, right? No?
True, correct? No, what did you say? I missed that point.
I mean, we are asking whether it is alphabet or number, right? So
Correct.
it should be like either
No, no,
alphabet or
no.
number should come.
Is alphabet or no, are you holding, is it numeric or alphabet? It has to be either this or that. Answer is yes. Okay.
Okay.
So answer to output of all these is functions, right, is either true or false. Okay. So it's either true or false. So the value that you have, value 1, has to be either alphabet or numeric. So here you see it is alphabet, correct? So if it is alphabet, so it, of course, when you say or means even one condition is
One
true,
is
the entire thing is true, right? So for example, in the same here itself, if I say Sachin 10, okay, what would mean if I run it? It still
it
be
should be
true.
like true. Yeah.
It is true, isn't it? Now instead of 10, if I say 10 Dulkar, then
It should come false because space is included in that, right?
correct. Space is not alphabet. Okay, so you get this. Okay, so yes, so similarly you have other things. Print value 1 dot is lower, right? is lower. So this is to check, is it lowercase or not? Okay. Obviously, it is not lowercase because we have s, which is uppercase, right? Now, if I make it as small s, now when you run, it is true, correct? So it has to be all lowercase, right? So it is. Similarly, you have is upper, is title, okay? Val1 dot is title. So it looks for title case, okay? So title case has to be like S here. First letter of every space here. Now, if I make it as D, now when you run it, it is true. So first character of every word has to be capital in title case. That's what title case means. Okay, otherwise it will be false. Similarly, you have now you want to check if the value have only digits or not. Okay, so you can check. I say val2 equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Print val2 dot is digit. Okay, and when I run it, okay, it is true, right?
So, 1 minute. When we are
Yeah.
assigning it in like quotations, it should take it as a string, right?
Correct. It is a string only. Is it integer? No. It is still string. But I'm asking, does this string contains only digits? Like for example, phone number you can save as a string, but it should have only digits, isn't it? So you can check if phone number um,
Has digits.
correct. If phone number field has digit or not. If it's not doesn't have digit, then you can say invalid phone number or something like that. You can print. So it's a text that contains only digits. That's why we don't say integer, right? Integer is a different data type, right? So of course you can try all these is thing. Okay, output will be either true or false. You can try. And of course, any good ID you use, PyCharm or Visual Studio Code, the moment you say dot, it will give you the list of all the functions. Even PyCharm will give you that list. Okay. Okay. Then let's look at some other simple functions like lower, upper, title. Now, is lower is checking is it lowercase. Is upper is checking is it uppercase. Is title is checking is it title case. If you don't put is, if you just say lower, upper, title, it will convert into upper, lower title case. Okay. So if I have val3 equal to, now I'm going to say print second set of functions. Okay, second set of functions. Now I say val3 equal to how are you doing today? And I say okay, print val3 dot upper. Okay, see, when I say UPP, it gave me upper, right? And then, okay, similarly, you can have lower title. Okay, now when you run it, see, upper made it all uppercase, lower made it all lowercase, title made it all title case. You can do that using these functions. Okay. There are other set of functions. You have like find. Okay. Find. Now, what find does is it looks for the value that you have and checks in the string that if that value is there or not. Okay. Okay. So let's say um, you have say you, right? No, so text to search. Okay. I say R. Okay. Now I'm saying print. Okay. Value 3 dot find. Okay. And bracket I give txt to search. Okay. So val3 is how are you doing? Correct. This is val3. And val3 dot find text to search is ARE. Right. Now when I run it, it says -1. -1 indicates that value is not there. Okay. Why do you see value not there here?
It is not there in value 3. How are you doing today is there in, right?
Yeah, so R is there here, right?
But that is like in uppercase, right?
Correct. Case, okay, is different. Okay. So this is a common problem you will have when we are doing analysis, text analysis. And later when we get into NLP and all, we'll see again. Text analysis, you can't control the user to enter, right? If you ask user to enter name, user can enter name in all lowercase, all uppercase, no first character upper, rest, small, title case, or anything else, right? You can't stop the user. Then how do you perform the analysis, right? I mean, you'll end up getting infinite number of combinations, right? So general practice is we can't control the user, but we can control what we want to do, isn't it? So if you want to search R, okay, you make it either all upper or all lowercase, okay, because this R is in my hand, right? Or let's say even R you are taking from the user. So after getting this, okay, first you convert all the values into a lowercase. So you have to convert them to same level first, right? Before you start searching. So first option is when you get var3, convert into lower. And now after converting to lower, you find the value. Similarly, convert this also into lower. Correct? Now, if you see, it'll give you 4. 4 is the position where R is found. So this is the text. So position H is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So R is found at 4th position. That means 5th character. So text, both are text. Actual value in which I have to search is also text. The value that we have to search is also text. Now, it is difficult to do search comparison because of the cases, right? It can be upper, lower combination of these two. So what we do is we convert both of these to one level, right? So that it becomes easy. So whatever user has entered doesn't matter. Now, in this specific example, we have converted val3 also to lower. Then I'm doing the find, right? You can even do something like this. Val4 equal to val3 dot lower, and then use val4 here. Correct? So now val4 is our introduced variable, okay, which is converting into lower. Like, if you find 2 lower, 2 find confusing, then you can do that. But practice to use,
Just one question.
yeah.
This text to search is also some function kind of thing?
No, this is what we
No,
added,
right?
no?
It is a variable that we gave,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. This is variable that we gave.
So when we mentioned that find text to search dot lower, the value that entered by the user is converted to lower, right?
Correct.
That is on.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
if, okay,
Right? That's what we have done here, right?
okay, I understood.
Right? Yes. Correct?
Mm.
Okay. So, okay. So, this is a trick and we'll be using it when we are doing NLP. We'll see that again there, that we have to use these things. Okay. And that's the only way you can compare text. Otherwise, it's very difficult to compare text, right? Okay.
Just one
Yeah.
more question.
Yes.
So when we gave that one, it is showing like 4, right? That index
Correct.
is 4, right?
Correct.
So it
Index
should
of
show,
matching index. Yes. Tell me, it should.
okay, it should be like A, right? Not ARE, right? Because A and R and E are in different indexes, right?
Now, let's say, okay, I don't have that big house, but let's say I have a house which stretches about 1 mile. Okay, imagine. So, moment you enter to my gate, right, you have reached my home, isn't it? You don't say, no, no, I have to go to your end of your house to claim that you have reached my home. The moment you enter
Okay.
gate, it's fine, isn't it?
Yeah.
Right? So, if I'm searching R here, okay, the moment you found A, it means that, you have reached my home or you found R,
Okay.
right? You don't have to go because have you reached or not? Question is, have you reached or not?
Yeah.
Right? Answer is yes. The moment you find, have you found it or not? Yes, I found it.
Okay.
Right? So whether you give A or you give ARE or you give AR or ARE space U, it will still give you the position of first matching character. That yes, found, and it is at fifth. Because it cannot, answer is it there or not, right? Its answer is not that how long or how big and all those things, right?
Mm.
Okay. So, so that's why it is giving you 5. And if it is, I mean, 5 in the sense, fifth character, so 4, right? And if there's no match, -1. When you know there is no match, it is -1.
Mm.
So that's another way to check. So before you print, you have to check if value exists or not. How do you check value exists or not? Find should give you non-negative number, 0 or more, right? So there is a second function which we'll talk about. Is called replace. Now I want to replace how are uh, how are you doing? Okay, so let's replace R with ease. Let's say I just want to replace R with ease.
Mm.
Okay, so so to do that, I need to say val 3 dot replace. Okay, older value with newer value. Okay, so I want to replace
Mm.
how R, right? R
Mm.
with ease, right? Now, in this case, now when I run this,
Mm.
okay, you get error. Okay, this is going behind, yeah. Okay, um, okay. See if I go terminal. Uh,
We did not print the value, right? Is that why
no,
not
because I
it's
did not print it. Okay,
yeah.
it should give error. Okay, and I'm
Mm.
just trying to see how to check. Okay, because I told you, right, I'm also new to VS Code. I'm also trying to do that. Okay, let's do this. Let me copy this and move to PyCharm. Okay,
Mm.
I'll figure out later. Now, when
Mm.
I run the same code here, okay, yeah, it's also not giving error. Okay, and if I say, okay, this doesn't give error. Sorry, my mistake. Okay, if I say val 3, Okay.
Mm.
Now when I run it, okay, it has not replaced. Obviously, it has not replaced because R is not there. Correct? Now,
Oh,
if I
okay.
print this, okay,
Val not lower we have to
ri-
trace, right?
right, correct. Either I have
Value.
to say R to match what is there, right? And
Mm.
then you get it here.
Mm.
Okay. Now you see. Now when you say var3 dot replace, it is getting replaced in this line. The value is not saved.
Mm.
Okay. To save the value, I have to say val3 equal to val3 dot lower. Now, moment I say lower, everything is going to become lower and it will get saved. Even today, an ing will be saved as lowercase. Correct?
Mm.
So, val3 dot lower, okay, or okay, dot replace. Then you say lower, then you say is, and now when I say print val3, everything is printed in lowercase.
Mm.
So it depends upon your requirement, isn't it?
Mm.
Yes. Okay. So
Mm.
this is how you can replace. Now, there's another couple of functions which are very useful here. One is called split and join. Okay. Split and join. Important. Okay. We use this quite often. Split is to split the sentence into different words. Okay. So if I say if I take same val3, okay, and I say print val3 dot split, okay,
Mm.
you see, it has splitted into different words.
Mhm.
And the square bracket that you see is about it's called list, okay, and this is going to be our next topic. Okay, next topic is list. We'll talk about list next. So list is going to replace, I mean, the string is going to be replaced with a list, and list will have the each word as the from the sentence. So if you have a sentence, want to break into words, this is how you do it. Okay. So by default, split takes spaces. Okay. Okay. So now if I give how are you double space,
Mm.
and now when I run it, okay, so it removes the spaces, okay, and
Mm.
you get what is left without spaces here.
Mm.
Okay. Now if you do not want to break on spaces, if you want to break on something else, I want to treat O as space. Let's say you got a text and the text has semicolon or pipe, which is represented as okay. So let's take that example.
Mm. Something like can't or isn't it you want to include?
Um, yes, that could be one. Or I was saying that, something like
Mm.
this, how pipe are you pipe?
Okay. Okay.
Okay. Let's say you have something like this, where this pipe is like space, right?
Mm.
So what I'll do is I'll say val4. Now, if I say split, there's no space, isn't it?
Mm.
So it is going to treat everything as
Okay.
one single word.
Okay.
So here I'll go and I'll give pipe inside.
Okay.
Now, you see, it will split into different words. But
Okay.
that's not all. We have to add them together, right? Let's say I want to,
Mm.
do it properly, remove
Mm.
the replace the pipe with space.
Mm.
Now, to replace a pipe with space, you can even do something like this. Val4 dot replace, okay,
Mm.
pipe, comma, space, right? That's one more way, right? Where
Mm.
you gave this. Or you can
Mm.
even do split. So first you split on pipe, you get
Mm.
list of words which are, just the words minus the pipe. And let me put this in a different variable. I call this as val3 or val4 list, because it gave a list, right? That's why I added list here. Now, next is to join them. I have to join them together, right? So join
Mm.
them together is like empty string, okay? And I'm going
Mm.
to say val6, for example.
Mm.
Okay, so we have splitted, okay, on this pipe. Okay, I'm calling it as val4 list. It's a list. Now I'm saying val6, it's a string which I want to create by combining the splitted list. Okay, so we'll get into list, but let's assume that list is something like string only, which can store multiple values. Okay,
Mm.
we'll talk about list in some time. So val6 str equal to blank string. Okay, so because this is a join is a string function, not a list function. It's a string function. So I have to give some string. So I have created dummy string. Okay, I've created a dummy string here. Now here I need to add like dot. Okay, join.
Mm.
Correct.
Mm.
Join. And now here I give the list. So it takes list as input. Okay, so it'll take list as input values and then you join it.
Mm.
And if I print here val6 str, okay, you will see how are you doing today, because we have joined them, right? So space is gone. But I
Mm.
want to give space, let's say. So you give one single space here in the dummy string. So you get how are you doing today, right? This is another important, we use it quite often. So yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So this is how you can use string functions. Along with um, split, you have something called as strip. Okay. Now let's say I take how are you doing today, val3 itself, and I call it as val7, let's say, and I give here space, I give here space. Okay. Val7 strip equal to val7 dot strip. Okay, and now I'll print val7 strip. You see the spaces, the leading and
Mm.
lagging, front and back, both the spaces, side spaces are removed. Okay, now here, if you give space, okay,
Mm.
it's not removing.
Okay,
Okay,
only
front,
starting and ending.
correct, because no, inside if you're writing a sentence spaces, probably it means it's blank, right? Generally
Mm.
you want to give spaces in the sentence, but it's possible that you might end up getting spaces before and after. So
Mm.
strip will only remove the spaces from both the side. If you want to remove the spaces inside, what should we do?
We have to replace that space, right?
Inside, how do we do? Replace, or you can do this the split and join. Correct, split will remove all the blank spaces, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And one more last function that we're going to do here is called count. Okay. Find, see, when we use find here, and let's say if you had R here and R here also, it will always give you the position of the first matching values. So if you convert into smaller case and check, then this is what it was giving us, right? And but if you don't convert into lowercase, if you search smaller r in this, then obviously this is not a match, this is a match. So it'll give this. But what if there are two r, right? In this case, so we use count. If you want to know how many r is there, you can see find is to check if it is there or not. That's it. But to know how many, you have to use count, right? And so let's say I'll say val count, something like this, equal to val3 dot count. Okay, count what? R. Now obviously if I print this, how many, what will the answer? 1, correct? It will be 1. Okay, but if I say val3 dot lower and then I say count R, it becomes 2. Now if I say area, I want to check if it has area or not, then it will give 0, right? It's not there here. Yeah. So split, strip, replace, find, count. Okay, these are the useful functions we use in string. Of course, there are a few more you can try, but mostly these are the things that we